We're going to use this video as an example of how to take a problem, analyze that problem from an architectural perspective and a business use case perspective, and then design a solution around it. And then, of course, we're going to actually design the solution, and then we're going to actually carry out the solution in Microsoft Dynamics 365. That's the basis for this video, and that should be the use of it, is not only learning how to solve a very specific recipe problem, if you will, but also how to think about an issue and then how to design a solution for it. So this particular issue is there's no good way right now in Microsoft Dynamics 365 to track costs on opportunities. Now let's dig down a little bit about that. So we'll go to the next slide here. First of all, I want to explain, before we get too deep into this video, that there are some technical requirements and prerequisites, so to speak, to receive the most value from this video. And I'll just point those out. The first is, it's helpful for you to have some familiarity with Microsoft Dynamics 365 terms. If you don't have an understanding of, say, what an opportunity is, this video might not be terribly useful for you. And of course, there's plenty of resources for you to get that kind of information if you want to go and visit those first. Secondly, a basic understanding of entity relationship diagrams is very helpful. And both, there's a Udemy course that talks about this that I have, which I'll post here on this video. And there's also even a YouTube video that I've created that goes into detail about how to actually create an entity relationship diagram, and also what the notation means, and also what the notation means in relationship to the Microsoft Dynamics 365 interface. And of course, that'll also be posted, so you'll have that as a resource as well. And then lastly, in this particular case, you'll get the most value if you have an interest in tracking actual costs of products and services in sales on opportunities. And again, yes, you'll get the most value, but this video could be quite valuable for you to be able to actually just see how we would tackle a problem, analyze a problem, look at the architecture, and then come up with a solution. So there's value in that, but the most value is if not only are you interested in that, you're also interested in the actual issue at hand, which in this case is the inability out of the box to track cost on products and services in a given opportunity. All right, let's look at this issue now. So we'll look at the architecture first. So when I say we look at the architecture first, what I'm referring to is my favorite thing, is the entity relationship diagram. So what we're looking at right here is an ERD of the concept of the opportunity and the opportunity products. Now, if you know Microsoft Dynamics 365, you know that the opportunity is essentially an entity that allows you to track essentially time and money for the most part. How much are we going to make? How much could we make, or how much could we receive if it's a nonprofit or something? And a little more detailed, not only how much, when is important, but also what elements, what components. Now, you don't need to have opportunity products in order to have an opportunity. You can just have an opportunity with no products in it that just has an estimated value and an actual value. So there's estimated revenue, actual revenue. Those are two fields. The actual revenue is automatically calculated by the system when you win the opportunity. The estimated revenue is calculated either as a sum of all of the totals of the opportunity products, or as just a simple currency field that you fill out. So first of all, let's just scope this and help you understand that if you wanted to track cost at the opportunity level without any products, well, then the easiest way to do that, of course, would be just to create a cost field on the opportunity itself. There's no reason to have an elaborate video or an architectural discussion about that. If that's the case, if that's what you want to do, you just do that. You just add yourself a currency field on there. And for the purposes of this video, let's presume that your organization uses the opportunity and uses opportunity products. So there's line items under the opportunity in order to get to the estimated and actual revenue of the opportunity, and you want to track costs. Okay, let's translate this diagram. And I know that I mentioned that you should have some understanding of ERDs, but this could form the basis of that understanding if you don't have it. So essentially what we're saying with this notation is that one opportunity can have any number of opportunity products. And in fact, the fact that there's a little circle there means that there could be none. So one opportunity can have 0 or many opportunity products. For each of those opportunity products, there is a price list item. And the price list item, which is a separate entity, is actually salmon colored in this diagram because there's so many issues with it. It's very confusing. When you're looking at an opportunity product in Microsoft Dynamics 365 and you toggle it to existing product, then the lookup field appears. You don't write in the product. It's not a text field. It's a lookup field. You think you're looking at products, but you're actually not. You're not looking at a list of products. You're looking at a list of price list items. Now, this entity is almost impossible to actually get to in the system. It's sort of hidden and invisible. And that's why it's in salmon, because it's just not available to us, really. And really, we can't do too much with it anyway, unless we use programmatic intervention, so to speak. This price list item has a lookup to the price list and to the product. It's a transect entity in the classic sense. It actually has the pricing for the product on the opportunity product. It informs the default price. And of course, the reason is, architecturally speaking, it's not a bad idea. That way you can have many price lists that have different prices for the same products. So you don't have to keep repeating your products every time there's a different price for them. So the architecture makes solid sense. It's very good. However, this is the architecture, but this presents a problem when you're trying to track costs, and I'll explain why. So there's some facts that we need to look at. First of all, we'll start from the bottom up. First of all, the cost fields, and there are a couple of them, reside on the product by default. They live on the product, and you can see that's a couple of steps away from the opportunity product. There are no cost fields on the price list item form. And again, that's not an easy form to manipulate or to do anything with. The second fact is that pricing on the opportunity product, so to speak, is informed by the price list item. And lastly, and this is the requirement and the issue, is that the cost of products and services can change per opportunity. It's just possible. I mean, that's just a fact. That's just the way it is. Just like the price can change per opportunity and you have discounts and things like that because price is often in a negotiation. That's also true if you have costs that you want to track as well. So we can think about a few different ways to solve this. And, we could potentially think about, okay, let's try to get our way into, let's try to leverage some of the cost fields on the product, and programmatically let's sort of intervene so that those defaulted cost fields get pushed over to the price list item and then to the opportunity product. And because, as you can see, the product itself is a couple steps away from the opportunity product, even if we wanted to just take the cost fields that we had on the product and bring them over to the opportunity product, we would still need to do something with JavaScript or a plugin or something like that. So there might be a simpler way to think about this and to get this done. What we're thinking here is the simplest method is to essentially track the cost at the opportunity product level itself when you're creating the opportunity product, because there's some pricing there. What we can do is we can add cost for this particular item right there on the opportunity product entity, because we have access to that entity. We can make changes. We can also add a field called extended cost, just like there's an extended amount on the opportunity product. It's a calculated field, so we can create that calculated field. And finally, if we want to, we could create another calculated field, profit, because the price, the extended amount, minus the extended cost would be the actual profit for that line item. So we can do that. And we'll walk through that construction. Let's head into the environment now. Okay, now we're in an environment. And of course, we're going to begin with advanced settings. We're going to start with best practice, because whether you're a consultant working for others or whether you're working in your own environment, if you're going to be making changes, it's best to create a publisher with a specific prefix and solutions. Work inside of solutions. So we're going to methodically do that. This is best practice, and it's really worth doing it right. And that's why we're going to do it the way we're going to do it. First, you go to Customizations, and then you click on Publishers. You should create a publisher for a group of customizations, or if you're going to be working on an indefinite project, just maybe the name of the project. This identifies, in this particular case, the company that I'm working for. So I'm going to type in BF, and that's going to be the prefix for all of the changes that I'm going to make inside of that solution that uses that publisher. And then click Save and Close. Okay, so now you're here, and again, you don't go to Customizations and go straight in, you go to Solutions. Now we create a solution for the changes that we are making. So here I am creating a solution. In this particular case, it'll be a solution that I think will be ongoing, and I will name it accordingly. Now you want to choose the publisher you just created. And then you want to give this a numbering convention of some kind. Then you click Save. Now, just remember to have the discipline that when you come into the system, you go to Solutions. Well, I'll just back up and show you. When you come into the system to do some work, you click on Settings and you go to Solutions. Once you're in Solutions, you find the solution you're working in, and you work within that solution. So you try to remember to do that, and you'll be able to track what you're doing. You begin with a solution that has nothing in it. It's completely blank. You have to add the items that you're going to be working on. And we're only going to be working on one. So it's going to be working on an existing entity named Opportunity Product. So if I come down and I'm looking for Opportunity Product or Opportunity Line, let's see what I can find. Opportunity Line. And you can see it's also called Opportunity Product here. So you know you're on the right one. You click OK. When the entity comes up, I do not recommend clicking Add All Assets, because that'll just bring in way too much. Try to keep your solutions lean as possible. Now we're going to use the Opportunity Product main form. And I guess we'll go ahead and grab a view. We'll just grab all Opportunity Products, because we're going to be making some fields, and we might as well just do that. We got a couple of items. Very, very lightweight solution. Now, what may come up very often will be so-called required missing components. Definitely say yes to those. Sure enough, yes, include required components comes up. Definitely make sure you bring that in. And now you can begin work. So if we remember, we're going to be creating some fields. So there's a couple ways to do that. You can go to fields and you just create them there and then put them on the form, or you can do it while you're on the form. I think I'm going to choose to do it on the form this time. So I'm clicking on Forms. I'm going to choose the form I want to work on. And now I'm going to create some fields here. Click New Field. The first field we're going to create is Cost. This is a currency field. It's a simple field. It's not calculated. Someone's going to enter data into it. We know we're going to create more fields, so we'll go ahead and click Save and Create New. The next field we're going to create is Extended Cost. This is also a currency field, but it's not a simple currency field. It's a calculated field. So you click Edit, and you'll see that it will create the field for you, and then it will allow you to establish the way in which you're going to calculate this field. On a calculated field, you'll notice that you can add a condition. It's rare that you need a condition, and we don't need one here. You do, however, need an action. This action is going to be the quantity times the cost to arrive at the extended cost. So add action. And so we're going to look for the quantity. And there it is. Times. And now we're going to look for the cost field that we just created. There it is. Cost. Click check. Set extended cost to quantity times cost. Just double check that logic and save and close. There's one more field to create. We decided we're going to create a field named profit. So again, we can click here and click save and create new. This is also a currency field, and it's also a calculated field. We click edit. There's no condition here either, and we'll go ahead and click add action. So now in this case, it's the extended amount minus the extended cost to arrive at profit. So we try to find extended amount. There it is. We put an operator in of a negative, and now we're going to try to find extended cost. And there's our extended cost. We click check and we make sure profit to extended amount minus extended cost. Excellent. Simple enough. And we're going to save and close. So we've just created 3 fields. Now, to see those fields, what we have to do is we'll go ahead and click save here, but we're going to have to click Control F5, because Control F5 will refresh the screen that we're on, and that will allow us to see those fields. Now let's place these fields on the form. So we're going to be adding cost manually. So here's the place where you add the manual discount and the tax and so forth. So we'll just place that right there. If there's a cost, we'll place it right here. And because the other fields are kind of read-only and sort of so is extended amount, we'll just place those other fields right underneath extended amount. And then we'll arrive at a profit at the bottom. So far, so good. We'll save and close this because we're going to publish all our customizations anyway. So we'll just go ahead and save that. Now let's go over to the view, and let's go ahead and just add those 2 fields to the view. And we'll add, let's add all 3 fields. Cost, extended cost, and on the far right, we'll have profit. So we've got extended amount. We've got cost, so I think we'll put cost over here. We've got price per unit. We've got the cost of it. We've got the quantity. We've got the extended amount. We've got the extended cost. And then we have the profit. So let's go ahead and save and close that. Now it's time to publish everything. If you see wait once in a while, you'll just want to click wait. Don't click exit pages, or else you'll have to publish again anyway. Now let's head back to the app and see how it worked out. Let's go to Opportunities. Find an open opportunity. Let's add some products. Let's add a cost. So it's an $8,000. Let's say there's 2 of them. Let's say each one of these cost us $4,000. Now I'm going to save the record. Here's the extended amount, here's the extended cost, and here's the profit. Every time you make a change, it's going to refresh and just recalculate all of these. Save and close. So let's head over to that view that we manipulated so you can have a quick look at what that looks like. Opportunity lines, all opportunity lines, and let's just grab the one that we created today. We'll have a look. There we go. Extended amount, Extended cost, profit. That's how we identified a problem, created a design for the problem, gave it some thought, went into the system, and executed our solution using best practices. I hope that helps.